This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I'm in. Tori just won't let it go.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It is Wednesday, April 24th. We are live and we are talking about what you're talking about right now. I am here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam. Let's get started. Britney Spears is responding to all the rumors circulating around her mental health care. Check out this video she posted on Instagram.
Hi guys, just checking in with all of you who are concerned about me. All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal. But don't worry, I'll be back very soon.
Britney says that she posted the video because the things that are being said about her are getting out of control. There were even Free Britney protests in West Hollywood pushing for her release from a mental health facility during her 30-day stay. But now Britney is saying, quote, there are rumors, death threats to my family and my team, and just so many crazy things being said. I'm trying to take a moment for myself, but everything that's happening is just making it harder for me. Don't believe everything you read and hear. Meantime, Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, is also speaking out right now, saying on Instagram, quote, I love my sister with everything I have. So anyone or anything that speaks to the contrary can get the blank out of here. With all the comments about what you don't understand, do not come for me or the ones I love anymore. Stephanie, you know this story in and out. You followed Britney Spears since especially the 2009 I don't want to call it a controversy. It was a demise of her mental health.
Yeah.
What do you make of this video, though? Do you think this helps her case or hurts her case?
I think the reason she's done that, I think in that video for Britney, she was particularly very eloquent. Normally when we see Britney reading things, she's really struggling, she's stuttering a lot. This for Britney, as sad as it is to say, I think this is showing her, a very capable, and I think she needs to be left alone. This is her speaking out for herself, and I think we need to respect that as much as we all do love Britney and care about her. If she's asking you to back off, then please, if you're a true fan, let her back. Just do it.
I can't agree with you more, Stephanie. All that hashtag Free Britney people, back off. You hear the woman. You see the woman right now. You see where her mental is at. This one, you see her eyes. You can see in her eyes. You can see the way she's talking, and it's like people are thinking she's being held against her own will. It's just not fair to the family because they're the ones that's dealing it.
Yeah, I think before you chime in, Tori, I just want to show a video that Britney Spears put out. I think it was right before Christmas, so I don't know, a matter of months ago. I want you, Tori, to compare.
Yeah.
I just got my tree up today, and I'm so excited because 2018 was such a great year for me, and I cannot thank my fans enough for all of their love and support, and I've been working really hard for my new show, and I can't wait to see you guys very, very soon. Merry Christmas.
I mean, you and I loved her Instagram because it kind of shows her just like that. That looks like the video from the mental facility. I think
she looks a little bit more medicated, rightfully so.
A little more sedated, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah, I would say that.
I do think that's also, bear in mind the situation, what she's talking about. So here she's trying to be really perky and happy, and the other one she's trying to be more somber and serious.
Yeah, and I just want to say her family's been through a lot. Her dad with the colon issues, her with the mental health. And remember, a lot of people thought she was being held down by other people a long time ago. This isn't what's happening now. The conservatorship is not happening now. So everybody's got to relax. I agree with Brandon and Steph. Leave her alone.
Yeah, I agree. Leave Britney alone.
Hashtag leave her alone.
Yeah.
All right, and we are wishing her all the best. Hang in there, Britney. We are learning more right now about Lori Loughlin's defense. Lori and her husband, Massimo Giannoli, are planning on using a we didn't know defense in their upcoming college bribery case. That's according to Team Z. The report goes on to say that Lori will claim they didn't know the $500,000 they paid allegedly went to bribes, or that the pictures of their daughters on a rowing machine were used to pass them off as crew recruits. But one big problem with that defense, Lori's husband allegedly sent at least $100,000 directly to the assistant athletic director. Meantime, Martha Stewart, who spent time in prison herself, is speaking out about Lori and fellow actress Felicity Huffman. When asked about the scandal at last night's Time 100 gala, Martha said, quote, I just feel sorry for them, and they might have made a big mistake. Listen, Tori, I'm sorry. You know where I stand. I'm already rooting for Felicity Huffman. I'm so proud of her acknowledging her wrongs, wanting to right those wrongs, wanting to be part of the solution. I'm sick of the Lori Loughlins out there who think that they can buy out the system, play dumb. How is this going to play out for them?
Well, remember, they only need one person on a jury to believe that maybe she was ignorant of that, and maybe she didn't have all the information, and maybe there are some reasonable doubt. So they're playing to that. Now, that's a very slim chance. But the other chance, if she makes a deal, might possibly be for sure prison time. So she's gambling on this, and she's trying to play the role she always plays.
I mean, Brandon.
I'm with you.
Brandon.
You're on legal ego, Tori. What
Brandon.
do you need to prove robbery? Knowledge and intent.
Yeah.
If Aunt Becky didn't know, she
The
didn't
photos,
know.
what? Her kids were taking photos for the school play?
If
Come on,
you're going to pay
Brandon.
$500K to get your kids into school, you're going to pay what you need to pay to keep you out of
That's still
jail,
bribery.
out of prison. Let her have her own defense.
Let's say she gets off, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Let's say she gets off. Mark my word, the court of public opinion will not want to see any Aunt Becky for the rest of her career. I think she's donezo.
I definitely think that she's doing career suicide here. I think she needs to own up to what she's done, own it like we saw Felicity do. And you know what? If she gets a small amount of jail time, use that in her advantage to maybe write a book like you said this morning. I think, honestly, the public would warm to her. She'd come out with an amazing response.
Career
We love a comeback.
They're worth $88 million. She doesn't have to do another Hallmark movie again.
It doesn't matter.
Want to.
Ego. It doesn't matter. People can have all the money in the world, but guess what?
Tom Cruise still makes movies.
Exactly.
Okay, so she doesn't need it. She doesn't need her career.
She doesn't need it, but that's her job.
We'll see. We shall see. We will be watching. Oh, yes, we will.
Becky with the jail hair.
Oh.
Good one, Tori.
Okay.
All right.
Tori, I like it.
Moving on. This is a serious story, and we want your opinion on this one as well. The woman accusing the Sacramento Kings coach of sexual assault is speaking out right now. Former sports reporter Kelly Tennant is accusing Luke Walton of sexually assaulting her in 2014. Tennant held a news conference yesterday after filing a civil lawsuit in LA County Superior Court. Here's some of what she said.
I thought he was going to rape me. I was scared. When someone assaults you and you think you're going to be raped, coming forward is a scary thing. And I have spent years now dealing with this, trying to forget about it, hoping that I could push it to the side and bury it, and hoping that time would heal. And that was not the case.
Wow. An attorney for Walton calls the claims baseless and also says, quote, the accuser is an opportunist, not a victim, and her claim is not credible. We intend to prove this in a courtroom. Tori, you are our legal eagle.
Yeah.
What do you make of this?
So a little bit more detail too. It said he pinned her to the ground, pinned her to the bed.
Her accusation.
The alleged accusation. Basically forcibly kissed her, groped her. She managed to escape. He laughed as she said, "I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this." Coming forward, she doesn't have enough evidence for a criminal case. She doesn't. There was no photos of any bruises. She didn't.
Which often happens. Not saying that she.
Completely.
Which often happens with victims of sexual assault.
Right. So she's going to use it as a civil case to let people know that this person is dangerous. And as I say, as I always do, if you are a victim of sexual assault, just like Sam said, take a picture, tell someone, or make a police report. It can only help you.
And it's rough. It's hard for me to comment on this right now on a panel with 3 women, with having 5 sisters, but at the same time, it kind of does look like an opportunist situation. And I'm not trying to victim shame or anything about that. I want to go on record saying that right now. But, I mean, Luke Walton was the head coach of the LA Lakers 2 years ago. Why not come out then?
She said he actually continued to harass her while he was the Lakers coach.
And not only that, when you are working...
So she has text messages and stuff then?
She has things that he yelled out on the court, like, "You're killing me in that dress, come over here," making grunting noises.
Wow.
So it's all hearsay. It's all hearsay then.
It is.
He can say, I didn't make those.
But that's why she's doing it in civil. She's not asking for punishment.
I think also, and first of all, this is a safe place. I think it's important for us to have duality of thought. I know that there are false accusations out there. They're a really small number, but it's important to even consider that, right? I think what's even more alarming in this case is when you think about the risk versus reward. When you're in that industry, Stephanie, when you are a sports reporter, you don't want to do anything to ruffle feathers because you're afraid that there will be repercussions, that your job will somehow, you'll be fired, you'll be seen as difficult.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's taken a lot for her to come forward, especially with such, a famous character within that industry. But I say character, sports personality. But yeah, for any woman to to do this. It takes a lot. I mean, what is she going to gain from this? She's already working. She's already in the field. It's not like she's trying to massively amp up and climb up the ladder. She's already working and doing everything she wants to do. So all she's doing is speaking her truth and trying to prevent it from ever happening to anyone else. I think it's very brave.
This is what we think is her truth, and at the same time, is your mental health worth your job? It's not like she's on ESPN. It's not like she's Robin Wright or someone who we know.
That's someone's dream, though, or that's somebody's stepping stone to get to the ESPN. But you know what? Due process. I think this is important that we have this conversation.
Because it's only one side right now, and that's a court of public opinion because she did the press conference.
He can come out and have a press conference.
I think the reason why she had the press conference is because oftentimes when you do make these types of accusations when it comes to sexual assault, there is a big smear campaign.
Yep.
So essentially the victims, allegedly, they want to get ahead of it. But again, we will follow it we'll have to wait and see.
For sure.
All right, this next story, how exciting. The winner, you guys, of the $768 million lottery jackpot has come forward. This is 24-year-old Manuel Franco from Wisconsin, who described what it was like to discover he had the winning ticket. Can you imagine? Watch.
Ooh.
Looked at it one number at a time, and I saw that first number. I didn't think anything of it, but I knew that it was something special because I normally don't get the first number. It's always the fourth or the fifth or, just the Powerball. And I see that second number, and my heart starts to pump and whatnot. And at that moment, I'm like, no freaking way.
I just got chills.
Yeah.
Can you imagine $768 million? What would you do the second, look at that grin. What would you do the second you realize that you're $768 million richer?
At 24 years old? Oh,
what would 24-year-old Brandon have done?
Oh.
Is this DBL after dark? We would have to say, absolutely. I'm going crazy. You're gonna live 24 years old. Why are the millennials doing all the cool stuff now? Winning jackpots, getting awareness about climate change. Like, what was I doing at 24?
I know. Well, you were probably in the NFL, honey. Stephanie, what would you have done? Let's go around the horn.
Oh gosh, you know what? I would buy a really nice holiday home for all my family to come so they can just be on holiday all the time whenever they want in like Barbados or somewhere.
Would you night? What would you have done that night?
That night, oh my gosh, I definitely would have I probably would have just literally gone to my mum and dad's house and been like, pack your bag, and literally have like a surprise jet, like just come and pick them up and whisk them off somewhere.
Yeah, I can see your mind spinning.
I think I would do similar things. Is like go home and tell me like, where do you want to go? Let's book it.
Yeah, just go.
I think the surprise element would be the most fun to like somehow get your family together and be like, give me all your bills, give me a list of the places where you want to go, and then tell them.
Just do it.
At some point, though, I want to make it rain with some dollar bills.
Yes, honey.
Yeah.
Dollar bills? $786 million? You want to make it rain with dollar bills?
Or $10 bills.
I know.
20s?
Get your girl.
Yeah, I know.
She'll help me.
We'll teach her. I'd like to see her do it. DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, a second grader learns about poverty and launches a heartfelt project to help her community. You'll want to see this sweet story. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. California is pushing a controversial but very important new proposal. What do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination? We share your comments live coming up next.
Do you know about
The DBL digital team here. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, and I'm also working on a fun little sweeps project, a little bloopers project, if you will. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. But right now, let's go to the desk and see what's going on over here. I am loving these high ponies today, ladies.
Yes.
It is High Pony Day. I hope you didn't get the
We've got different styles.
Yeah, we do. But what's today? Half Hair Wednesday, which I started a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Half Hair Wednesday. Sophie participated in it last Wednesday. But you probably post her photo. So yeah, it is Half Hair Wednesday. Happy Half Hair Wednesday, everybody.
I love Sam's highlights.
I know.
And it's the high neck. Notice we all have a high neck.
Really cool.
Your earrings, can you tell us about your earrings, girl? Yeah, tell us.
They're from H&M. They were really cheap.
I love how she says H.
I love it. They were really
heavy
cheap.
or no?
No, they're
That's
really
great.
high. I just feel like they're flopping around all
Can I
over
touch?
the place.
It's a very mod.
Oh, they're not that heavy at all. They're not that heavy.
Really, really
No,
not.
they're really great.
And I normally never have my hair up, but you know, Coco, our hairstylist today, just had a little field day.
You know
What
who
makes me want to do?
What?
You know who you're giving me right now? You're giving me Elizabeth Hurley,
Ooh, I'll take
Austin
that.
Powers.
Yes.
Austin Powers, Elizabeth Hurley,
Remember
my
when she
favorite
said, "I'll take
Elizabeth
that."
Hurley, by the way.
I'll take that.
Oh, I love me some Elizabeth
Leroy.
Hurley. Yeah, Elizabeth Hurley's delicious, isn't she? And especially Austin Powers, Elizabeth Hurley. Yeah.
Rainey says we have to stop automatically giving the accused the benefit of the doubt. Kimberly says it kills me that women get the brunt of the issues with sexual assault. I hate that coming forward makes it seem difficult. Why isn't the coach called difficult
thank
for
you.
harassing the woman?
But how do we know the coach harassed the woman?
That's why we're going to court.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, we're saying the alleged and the accused. That comment right there was basically condemning the accused.
Because if you're a victim of something, you have every right with freedom of speech to say, I've been accused, I have a lawyer, this is my due process, I want to explain to the public before what happened. Otherwise, you have government saying you can't say anything. That's not a very American constitutional right. Although I do understand it can taint the court of public opinion, he has every right to then make a countersuit and say, well, you defamed me.
His lawyers are going to say no criminal charges, no photos,
Absolutely.
no text
It's gonna
messages.
be a hard one.
No, it's all hearsay.
But she's been in therapy for years. She has a wellness podcast about sexual assault. She's spent what you see as a victim going through the steps you normally see. But agreed, it's going to be a tough case there, Brandon.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. There's a new controversy in California over hair discrimination. The state Senate passed a bill yesterday. It would ban policies at schools and workplaces against natural hairstyles like afros, braids, twists, and weaves. You might remember a few situations that have caused an outcry, like the wrestler who was forced to cut his dreads because a ref said his hair violated the rules. Some people said that was discrimination, but others say the rules apply to everyone. So DBL Nation, we want you to weigh in. What do you think? Should there be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination?
Afro braids, twists, and weaves. So, sounds like you're trying to keep out certain, but never mind. Leroy from Twitter says there absolutely should be a law preventing hairstyle discrimination. Anytime anyone doesn't allow a certain hairstyle, it always feels like veiled racism to me.
You think?
I mean, absolutely. So you can't wear your hair the way you want to wear your hair now. Like, there has to be a law now preventing you to go places because of the way you have your hair.
There is laws. There's people out there that get penalized, discriminated against, and fired because of the way they wear their hair naturally in their workplace.
Even worse,
so this is trying to prevent that, thank God.
Even worse, students who get humiliated at school and sent home because of their hair. Nancy from Facebook says there should be grooming standards in place in our schools, but these standards should not interfere with people trying to go to school or do their jobs. I have one question, Nancy, and I think you should all think about this. Whose grooming standards are you using? That's all I have to say.
Rebecca from Facebook says there should definitely be a little preventing hairstyle discrimination. This is discrimination, period. Well, Rebecca, I agree with you totally. I mean, we've seen it happen with many people in the media, certain news anchors that have lost their jobs over going natural with their hair. I just think there's no time, no place for it in today's society. It's embarrassing, and anyone who does that or discriminates other people, you should look in the mirror at yourself because there's something wrong with you, not with anyone else.
Amen. Let's get Todd in. Todd from Facebook says, why do we need a law for this? These rules exist for a reason. It's not discrimination to tell people to be clean or look good. Todd, wow. Listen, I appreciate your response because it does spark this dialogue. But here's the thing. We need a law because so many people, unfortunately, think the same way you do. And I beg you to really sit down and think about who are the people that we are penalizing, that we are discriminating against. It really boils down to one race and one race only, the black race. So it's not okay. And to say that it's unkempt because they're wearing their hair naturally,
is your opinion.
That's on you. That's on you. And it is discrimination. It is racism. It is not okay. And we need those laws to make sure that everybody is treated equally, because right now everyone is not treated equally. Do you have a final thought, Tori? I saw you nodding your head.
Well, I just think that a lot of people spend a lot of money to get the white hair is what they say. And it's about time. If I'm a Hasidic Jew and I'm wearing payas, you can't discriminate against that.
There you go. There you go. It's a great point. But thank you for writing in. We love hearing everything that you guys have to say. We love all the opinions. Coming up, if you ever shake your head at the younger generation, you'll want to see this story, how a 7-year-old is changing her world. That's coming up next.
Avengers Endgame is about to take over the world, and DBL wants you to get in on the action. DBL Nation, get your Christmas shopping done now. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then on April 25th, one lucky winner will be taking home an Avengers Endgame prize pack.
The sun.
Brandon in real time because they're having a combo. And Kim says, I totally agree the coach is innocent until proven guilty, Brandon. I was just commenting on the stigma that the women who accuse someone get over the men that they are accused. And then Anthony Godin says, and I'll let you respond to that, says, if I won that much money, I'd start a housing project for homeless vets. Wow, don't we look like jerks? In every state of this country. 1 to 2 bedroom units. We look like such jerks here.
Anthony, is that we said the
very first thing we would do.
At 24 years old.
We said the very first
1 to 2 bedroom units in their own development with a chance to add more units with as necessary. The guy has a blueprint.
Free Wi-Fi too, Anthony. Dang,
you're killing us.
You're killing me, Smalls. No, we said the first thing you do at 24 years old. I'm just thinking of 24-year-old Brain London.
Oh my God.
That 786 would have been gone.
I would have maybe, this is so stupid, but gone to the bar and taken that shot or taken a whiskey that's like the really old whiskey that the little bit is a lot. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like chartreuse.
Like Glenlivet. Glen something.
Old Scott.
I don't know. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Today's Heart Threads is all about giving. Watch how one little girl is helping the less fortunate, one bracelet at a time. This little girl launched her own initiative to help feed those in need. Last year, Abigail's parents explained the meaning of the Christmas season to her.
What we were trying to teach her is that, it's more about the spirit of giving than receiving.
The 7-year-old took the lesson to heart and decided to use her $20 Christmas gift on beads and string.
Mom and Dad, I think, told me that there was like a lot of people that are getting poor, so I started to help them.
Abigail came up with a plan to make and sell her beaded bracelets. Then use the money to help buy food for those in need.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
We thought that might be the end of it. But she had this goal in mind of buying 50 cans of food.
Her mission, Abigail's Beads That Feed, has already surpassed her initial goal. In just 2 months, she's given over $300 in food to her local pantry kitchen. Abigail already has made a huge accomplishment. But the second grader says she's just getting started.
Like no one will be needy. Well, maybe a few people, but a less amount of people that there was in the first place.
We need more Abigails in this world. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I'm Abby, aka Modern Yenta on Instagram, and I'm here to give you guys some dating tips. We're going to be talking about some terms that millennials use, but that you need to know if you've been in the dating game for a while or if you're just getting back into it. First one is catfishing. We've all heard of the MTV show Catfish, and that's kind of where this term comes from. It's when someone pretends to be someone they're not online through an app or something else, some other way to meet people, and then maybe when you meet them, they're totally not what you think. So they're like this online, and then when you meet them, they're like this. So if you get catfished, well, I'm sorry it happened, but there are a couple things you could do to prevent it. If someone is, reluctant to meet up, maybe they have excuses every time you want to FaceTime and they only want to talk on the phone, that could be a red flag. Have you heard of breadcrumbing? I just learned this one too, and it's kind of weird. It's when you send flirty text messages, but you don't actually want to meet up with the person. So maybe someone sends me, hey, you look great in that pink shirt, but they don't want to grab a drink with me, coffee, or anything. So it's kind of an interesting one. If this happens, probably just, stop responding to that one. Have you ever had anyone just disappear and stop responding to messages? Well, that's called ghosting. And it's probably happened to all of us with a friend, a significant other, someone that you've been dating. They just, out of nowhere, stop talking with no warning, no signs or anything. And I always say ghosting is a big no. Because people are trying to avoid a situation. If you feel like you just don't want to talk to the person anymore, just tell them, hey, I'm not interested, I didn't feel a romantic connection, but don't just ghost. That's just rude. Now, sometimes a ghoster can come back from the dead. Let's say they ghost you, you don't hear from them, and then 2 months later they say, hey, you up? That's called a zombie, or as a verb, zombieing. So they're literally coming back from the dead as a ghost, and now they want to talk to you again. Also, not a good look. If you ghosted in the first place and now you're back, or you just, what are you doing? Kick them to the curb. Okay, last but not least, this one is literally the worst. It's called cloaking. And everyone, men, women, watch out for this. Basically, you stand someone up, it's happened to the best of us, even me, or you get stood up, and then that person blocks you on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, Match, OkCupid, you name it, they are gone. You could also consider this ghosting. They're kind of one and the same, just one more extreme. So now you're all caught up on these millennial dating terms of today, and dating in 2019 can be crazy. So if you're just getting back into the dating game or you're just starting to use apps, let me know, send me a message at Modern Yenta, and I will get back to you.
Is Wakanda.
You all better get to our website and make sure you enter that word of the day, because today is the last day to enter. We announce the winner of the 2 tickets. Very valuable, by the way, and that full prize pack tomorrow.
I mean, literally, these tickets are going for thousands of dollars. This is a big deal.
And we have people here in the studio that have seen the film, and let me tell you, tears, joy, happiness, all of the above. I guess it's an incredible movie. I can't wait to see who wins, so make sure you get to the website. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.